Good afternoon, beautiful people of planet Earth and all other interdimensional entities as well. It's the 12th of September 2024 and the time is 12:30 p.m. I wish to welcome you to sacred space at Titania's realm. It's been a lovely day so far. My cleaning lady Rati just left and I regaled her with mad but true and funny stories about experiences I had with my Jewish community and funny little stories on the theme of being sinners and holy men and women and the hypocrisy and the human nature and all the malevolence that went with that. And she laughed too. It was actually quite comical. She says, but they're meant to be holy people when they're religious people. I said, you'd be surprised how rotten and evil they can really be. And I said, and how vicious they were towards me, who turned out, not that I'm any better than the next person, but I turned out to be far more spiritual than they had calibrated in their tiny little vicious little brains. So the cosmic joke and the cosmic yoke is on all of us, babies, and that was the moral of the story I shared with her. I might share it with you one day, but I don't feel like repeating it again. It is very hilarious though. It was about using a lift in a car park on Day of Atonement and me feeling terribly fraught and guilty and sinful because you're not supposed to drive or use your car, let alone park in a car park building on Day of Atonement. And well, there you go, I've told you the story anyway. So I'm standing there feeling all guilty and angst-ridden because I was going through my Orthodox Jewish conversion process at the time, which I did not complete because there was so much viciousness and slander, but it's a whole other story we won't go into now. But anyway, I'm standing there feeling very hypocritical and kind of sinful and guilty and shame-ridden and angst-ridden, and I'm standing outside this elevator in the car park building just down from Margaret Street Synagogue, thinking, why am I even bothering to go to Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, on such a sacred, holy day when I've already sinned by driving my car and parking in the car park building. And then I kind of said to myself, oh, well, you are part heathen, part witch, so what does it really matter? Why are you eating yourself alive? At least you turn up to pray, am I right? So I'm comforting myself with this gnosis. And I'm standing in front of the elevator doors, and the elevator doors open, and it's like time stopped momentarily, and in the lift were 10 other allegedly very important Orthodox Jews, we call in our community, ganze machers, high on every board of every organisation, all do-gooders, wealthy, a lot of them, always fundraising for Israel, for programs here, and all very important people. And one was even a doctor who's got a reputation for being a bit of a sleazebag and lascivious. So he looks at me and blushes deeply because he knows what I think of him, quite frankly. And mind you, in those days I was actually still married. We're talking 1994. That's how long ago that memory goes back to. And so I'm standing there kind of in shock. Here I am, the Jewish witch, filled with angst and guilt and shame about, committing all these sins on Day of Atonement. And here's the rest of my Jewish community, all born Jewish, so all bona fide, got yichus, got lineage, got kudos, got deep respect for the community. And there's the little short, fat, hobbit, heathenish, witchy Jewish convert waiting outside the elevator for them all. So anyway, I walk in and I went, Chag Sabatz, Chag Sameach, And I said something smart-ass about, nice to see I'm not the only one here. And oh, were they embarrassed. Oh, they got caught out by the Tanya, am I right? And I just cast my eyes up to Hashem and I said, Hashem, here I was feeling guilty, and here's all these so-called holy rollers who are meant to be so far more high status and so far more important than I, so religious. We were all being hypocrites that day. And somehow, it was a source of great comfort and amusement to me. So anyway, Rati laughed and laughed too. She said, why do they do that? I said, Brisbane Jews, we're all a bit weird. All of us, quite frankly. Haven't met one that isn't. But anyway, having said that, the really, really, truly, deeply devout ones who are really deeply, deeply devout rent an apartment near the city so they can walk to synagogue and honour their traditions without casting themselves into any sinfulness like driving and car parking and paying for car parks and running into heathenish Jewish convert women, laughing at them, am I right? They're spared all of that. Well, you know, that's how you do it when you really are that religious and genuine. But it costs a lot of money, of course, to rent apartments for the high holidays for 10 days, and you know, it's again, it's kind of a sacrifice you have to be prepared to make, like the kaparot of the chicken that you wave over their head and then slice off their heads. Oh, that's a horrible tradition. I don't like that. I'd be a proper voodoo queen if it went for that. I don't like killing animals and sacrificing animals. But Santa Muerte visited, as I told you a few videos ago, that she's circling and she claimed my last of 2 fish, so I've only got 1 left alive now. But I'll probably go and buy some more because I like to have fish in my pond and I don't want the last remaining one to be lonely. Oh, but yeah, she took tribute. I knew she was coming to take tribute because I've not been well. Instead of taking me, she takes something else. That's probably why I have a constant stream of pets, am I right? Dear goddess. It's just too awful to contemplate. However, better a fish than, you know, one of my human friends or family members or, you know, people I interact with. So I'm still upset about it though. It was a beautiful fish. I think it was the one that was nibbling on my hands a few days ago, a week ago. It might have been the other one though. Anyway, I'm very sad about my fish. I really am. I'm sad about my lost traditional Jewish walk as well. I could be sad about so many things. Let's read about all the things I'm sad about in my diary so when I can finish I can be like all euphoric and like, yay, I survived all that shit. Now I choose to be happy. Here comes the meter man, which is kind of pointless since they make me read my own fucking meter now because they're lazy. This one might not be lazy, but I see he didn't come to my house, so he must know not to bother. Anyway, on we go. Today's title is titled Road Rage in the Zombie Apocalypse, but I'm surviving. Just. My cleaning lady Rati arrived this morning. How are you? I said, pretty good for a zombie. She said, why are you a zombie? I mean, you know, the living dead, always in a state of living and death between both extremes, between both paradigms, holding my own and blossoming and seeking love and light and beauty and truth and honour and vitality and hopefully eventually good sex with a wonderful man who adores me, am I right? Oh, keep dreaming, psychedelic dreaming. But anyway, zombies revivifying themselves must have their dreams, otherwise life's very, very boring indeed. nothing to look forward to. Nothing to look forward to. A kiss is still a kiss, isn't it, Charlie? Where's my kissy kissy? She says, you just ate noodles that are like cheese flavoured and your breath is cheesy and I don't think I want to kiss you, Mama T. Okay, you don't have to, Charlie. Hashtag consent even for birdies. Why do I keep pets that I can't kiss around? It's rather boring. But Beauregard used to kiss me constantly, and Penny, and Socks. They were kissy ones. She's kissy when she's in the mood, on her terms. We shall call her. No, we won't. We'll be good today. We'll be good. Anyway, wearing my new pendant, feeling very happy and excited about that. Although it occurred to me I should have hung it this way because you get better colour play than this way. Oh no, you still get lovely colour. Well, anyway, the light's got to hit it a certain way because it's moonstone. Anyway, where was I, my darlings? Surviving the zombie apocalypse, but only just. That's where we were. Right, we carry on. Posted a photo of my garden. I have to show you. How will we do this? So here I have the toilet I inherited from my mother. It was a very expensive ceramic toilet which had a chip in, so I decided to not use it as a toilet but as a garden ornament in memorial of my mother, who was a piece of shit and, you know, what have you. And I even planted in it a cactus, Zygo cactus, called a German princess, because, well, it was kind of beneath consciousness, but I laughed and laughed when I realised I'd planted a German princess in the Kazi. And then at that stage of life, there's the system, but I since took it down because the tree was growing into it. I had a hell of a job getting it out. I thought, it's so heavy on that tree, it's a burden. So I took it out, but I had to cut into the bark to get it out. It had grown over it. The tree had supersumed the heavy pot, the heavy system. Here's an old wicker chair that someone gave me, and I decided that I was going to grow my jasmine vine over it, but instead the chair rotted out and the jasmine went to hell. So I've now got it growing over the top of a garden stand I had for the weeping rose that died, so I cut it down and I've got the jasmine growing over that, and it looks really lovely now, really lovely. I tell you what, I'm hot. I'm going to have to get my fan. Where's my fan? Where's my fan? Massive big fan my friend down the road bought me because she loved my story about the guy that kept screaming Galaxy that I met at Lefty's one evening. Oh, he was a psycho. He was completely nuts. He was dangerously nuts. I had to escape him. So I told her the story about him, and so she bought me a fan with the Galaxy on it. You have to laugh. But it's a bit big to take to the Brooklyn Standard. It takes up a lot of space. But it's a beautiful fan with the Galaxy on it. And that's how I know people actually listen, pay attention to my mad stories, am I right? It's just gorgeous. She's a wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. To you, Margot. I don't think she watches my videos, but just in case she does. So we carry on. 12th of September 2023, 7 a.m. I just woke up from a dream where I was dressed in mismatching roller skates and what was supposed to be scuba gear, but ended up being 1990s skater girl clothes, also mismatching and ill-fitting. I was working as a singing telegram. It's even weirder because I never dressed like that in the 90s. You know, I had young kids and I was dressed like a 40-year-old matron actually instead. Sad but true. Anyway, I arrived at the home of the birthday woman, a cute, petite Thai lady named Bao Mia. And they must have told me in a dream how it was spelt, because it's spelt B-A-O, new word, M-I-A, Bao Mia. I don't know where I got that from in my brain. I don't even know if it's Thai. Maybe some Thai ladies laughing because it might mean something to them in their culture. But anyway, it was very odd. But I have to run with it when I'm dreaming them. I just got to run with whatever imagery or information the gods throw at me, am I right? Or that my subconscious dredges up to, usually from really bad TV shows or movies or something. Anyway, it does sound, Bao Mia does sound a little bit like bain marie, which is, you know, that you keep dishes in when you're a chef. I was married to a chef, so it's possible that it's a twist on that. But anyway, we carry on. Oh, I'm so hot today. Mama might have to put on the air conditioning. It doesn't say how hot it is today. But anyway. An opulent home, but carpeted in thick shag carpet. Oh, Charlie. I love how you climb on the top of the lid to do that, the poo from a great height, Charlie. Must be something that birds feel more comfortable doing. Shitting from a great height, am I right? Anyway. I'll say again. An opulent house, but carpeted in thick shag carpet, which made rolling in my skates almost impossible. Everyone stared and had no idea I was the entertainment. Oh, dear goddess. Sometimes I've got no idea that I'm the entertainment. You just have to laugh. Sometimes you just have to roll with it. I wish people would tell me, this is my plan for tonight's gig. This is how it's going to play out. So I'm not dropped in at the deep end, am I right? But I have a way of just rolling with things. So my friends kind of know that, and they just sort of snigger and sneakily bring in certain songs knowing that I'm going to roll with it. But anyway, it's awesome. I love you all so much. Have I told you today that I love you? I love you so, so much. Ramjet and Alter Egos and the Brooklyn Standard. Helps to be a bit mad, but I do genuinely love you. Don't ever forget that. Even when I get angry and upset about things that I think are happening, or I don't know what's happening because there's no communication, Mama T still loves you. Ask Jared how that works. Continuously loved him for 32 years, even though sometimes he's a bit mean to me. Won't take my calls. My friend Lynn's been a friend of mine for 36 years. Sometimes I get on her nerves too. It is what it is, people of Earth. But anyway, those of you who love me back, love me for quite astonishing reasons. Sometimes that make no sense to ordinary folks, but, you know, I gratefully accept the love and the sweetness and the kindness when I get it. Lady accustomed to living on my own, being alone most of the time, you know. I rejoice in the sweetness and the kindness. Why not? What else have I got going on? Babies. Nothing at all. Everyone stared, had no idea I was the entertainment. I pushed myself through, find the lady, sing her happy birthday, which would have been hilarious since I can't really sing. She sort of cowered in shock and amusement, probably at my singing. Then I spent the next 10 minutes trying to find my way out of that house. on skates. This is a very intense dream, people of Earth. A little girl asked me to take her to the toilet, but I didn't know where the bathroom was. Finally, we found one, but waiting outside, I have to laugh. We hear a man with explosive diarrhea. So we leave to find another bathroom, as you do. I leave the kid there to get on with things by herself. Awkward. Not my kid, and I figured she's old enough to deal with her own toileting, am I right? So anyway, I'm still trying to get out of that house, for which I was paid $80 to deliver the birthday song. Very intense, anxiety-provoking dream. I spent the entire afternoon and evening, this is written later, until 8:30 p.m, stiffening all the silk flowers I recently bought with fabric stiffener. Then I made a few hair clips, which I wear when I go dancing, my big flowers. Excuse me. Glued the flowers on. It took a lot of effort, and I still have about half a dozen more to do. But they look lovely. I will gift some to Lynn and her 3 daughters, keep a couple for myself. I bought the silk flowers in a second-hand shop for $8, and I was thrilled, as I've not been able to find peonies in about 2 years. I used to have some that I made, but they must have gotten lost or broken over time, so I've been wanting to make new ones. Peonies are very symbolic. I just bought that lovely dress with peonies all over it in an op shop too. Peonies in Chinese and feng shui are symbolic of true love and romance and, you know, abundance and life force and joy and sweetness. And so anyway, so why I'm bringing that in, I was walking wearing that new but second-hand dress, which was actually brand new, still had a label on it, to the Spellbound Mana shop at Capalaba Central to, you know, get my jewellery, because unfortunately nothing sold. And through no fault of anyone, you know, it's just one of that, something that was worth a try. And they're lovely people in that shop. They were very, very kind to me, very supportive. It's just the economy. So anyway, but as I was walking to go to pick up my jewellery to go to the shop, I went past a dress shop, and there was a lady out standing at the front. She was either Thai, I'm not sure exactly where she's from. She could have been from Thailand. She was Asian of some description. And anyway, maybe she was Chinese, I don't know. But anyway, she just looked at me as I'm walking towards her with my big peony in my hair and my beautiful new black dress with all the peony prints all over it. And she just looked at me like this and then gave me this very sweet like smile, like of recognition, as if to say, I see you, you know. She just went, and I just smiled, nodded back, and I kept walking, you know. And I thought, oh, she gets it about the peonies. She can see what I'm trying to manifest here, babies. Either that, or she just thought I looked lovely, and, you know, it's just a nice, friendly smile. But I tell you what, that made my day. Actually made my day. The way she looked at me is to say, you look lovely, and, you know, nothing was spoken between us. I just sailed on past. But anyway, 12th of September 2022. All day I've heard sirens, each one setting Bobo off to howl. Just now I'm hearing choppers. What the fuck is going on today? My friend Shelley replied, Hi Tanya, if you live near Carindale Shopping Centre, there was a road rage scene that happened which spilled out on the road and then into a car park, and the bloke got stabbed, and now they are looking for 5 men. And I wrote, because she'd spelled it wrong, but I knew what she meant, so I wrote, Carindale, yeah, I live 5 minutes drive from there. Thanks for the heads up. The world has gone mad. It was really quite astonishing, trying to figure out what was happening that day. 12th of September 2021. Visiting my neighbour Chris and his little son Lachlan, we saw the snake on their front veranda. It wasn't any snake, it was a gigantic carpet python. I think it's the same one that appeared in my bathroom, quite frankly. I nearly ran the same snake over yesterday on Sapphire Street. He's making the rounds. I will have to keep an eye on Charlie when she's outside from now on. Yes, I do, Charlie. She's the perfect sized snack for a serpent. In brackets I wrote, carpet python. Actually, no, that won't be the one that was in my bathroom, because the one that was in my bathroom was even bigger. But yes. The funny thing was, I was chatting to Lachlan, chatting to Chris, the father. He was Scottish. They've moved away now. And he was just saying to me, he said, I've lived here for, 15, 20 years. I can't remember when. I think he said 20 years. He says, I've never seen a snake. I said, really? How is that possible? I said, you don't see them very often, but they're around. We've got the forest right behind us. And then I stepped out onto their front veranda and I went, Chris, he's like, what? You need to come out here. Just move very, very quietly and keep Lachlan back. And he came out and he went, oh dear God. He said, I've just finished saying to you, I've never seen a snake. I went, well, now you've got one right on your front veranda, Chris. And they had sliding doors. So I said, I think you should shut all the doors so that Snakey doesn't decide to come inside the house with you and just stays out here. So we quickly did that. And little Lachlan, who was about 3 or 4 at the time, he was thrilled and delighted. But I said to Chris, I'm pretty sure that's a snake that I almost ran over, but I stopped. And I stopped my car and I actually said to it, get out of my way, you stupid creature. Do you want to lose your life, And it slithered over and went onto the side verge. But the energy from it was like, thank you for not killing me. Like I could feel it like actually being kind of grateful, because it was a bit close, to be honest. I only stopped about a metre or so short of it. Anyway, I just had this weird feeling that it was going around. It's also probably just come out of hibernation and it's breeding season too. So I said to Chris, it's probably going around from house to house looking for somewhere to lay its eggs and feast, He was like, oh dear God, don't tell me that. And I went, no, seriously, it'll probably turn up at my house next. And then, just a few months ago, just before winter, I had that little visitation from the massive big carpet python that was on my top of my shower stall, wrapped all around the shower rod where the shower curtain hangs off, and amongst all my, there's a YouTube video up you'll see it, and I'm wrapped all around my perfume bottles, which is how it smashed one down. But anyway, look, I don't mind pythons being out in the wild, because they got to live too, they got to have their environs, got every much right to live as I do. I just get a bit weirded out when they want to live inside my bathroom with me. I have a very small bathroom, there wasn't enough room for 2 of us. But anyway, I just kind of yelled out and went, you're very beautiful, but you have to get out of my bathroom now. And look, I swear to God, that animal, that creature almost understood. It heard me shriek and it just went straight down, left immediately. So that was nice. That was nice. It wasn't a mean-spirited creature trying to attack me in any way. It was just, don't know why it came into it. There was a hole at the top. I didn't know it was there. I don't know what possessed it to come inside my bathroom though. But anyway, I've blocked that hole off with a piece of wood, actually an old cheese cutting board, and some bricks, so hopefully he won't come back in a hurry. Because he's so big, he could easily push the bricks off with his snout, you know. Anyway, hopefully he doesn't. He's got no need to come into my bathroom ever again, Mr. Python. Here I wrote me the last few weeks, and this is very chilling because my fish died. I found it dead yesterday, so it's still a bit of a sore point. But why I was crying over my goldfish then was the bastard Buranda housing personage made me get rid of my ponds, and I lost a lot of my fish. So it's a card I picked up not long before then, rather ironically and prophetically, of a woman crying and her tears turn into the most beautiful koi. I think they're meant to be koi. But anyway, I love that card. I must use it in a decoupage. It paraphrases my life completely. Then in 2019 and again yesterday with my dead goldfish. I want to cry when I think about it. But it's beautiful. I think it would have been originally a lino print. Anyway, maybe I'll just frame it. I don't want to do any more decoupage. It's so much fucking work. And takes me 2 years to complete. Took me 2 years to complete the 4 cases in my bedroom. So I wrote here, artist unknown, so I can't credit them, which is a shame. So I like to credit the artists for their beautiful workmanship, their beautiful art, their creativity, their muse, their life force, their chi, their abilities, their talents, their gifts to all of us. Well, I've preserved it here, so thank you to the beautiful artist that made that. I should be at the art gallery. I want to see Iris van Herpen's beautiful fashions. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. I keep putting it off, but I do want to go. I'm running out of time. I think it's only there till October. Jesus. Anyway, I must go. Tomorrow. Mañana. Hasta mañana till we meet again. Yes, you have to take, sometimes the tiny has to push herself out and grab life by the cojones and just get herself out there, babies. But the hesitation is my daughter works at Goma and it's all just too awful. It's all too awful. And why should I be afraid? I've done nothing wrong. Fuck it. I think they close at 4. I could technically go now, get on the bus and go now and just seize the day, am I right? But I'm making my video. First I'll finish the video. I'll probably need more than 2 hours to have a look at everything though. Maybe. Depends. Anyway, 12th of September 2017, 6:45 a.m. Woken up by a mad calico cat yowling loudly. Oh, tomorrow will be Good Friday as well. Good day for mama to turn up, freak out the daughter, am I right? As witches. But nah, I don't have any malintent. I just want to go and see the exhibition. Woken up by a mad calico cat yowling loudly. Got up to let her outside, but she ran around the house like a feline lunatic. That's little Miss Sophie. Drives me insane. Oh well, back to bed I go. Last night I burnt one of my antique fur stoles, the Steiner Martins, as they were disintegrating. That's German for stone martens. Also, a bunch of old cards from my collection, birthday and Mother's Day cards from my ex and other people I'm no longer in touch with or sentimental about. It was interesting as I found many beautiful artistic cards made by Jasmine, my younger daughter. I kept those even though her declarations of love made me cry. She was such a sweet little girl until she reached 12 or 13. Hard to imagine those love notes, etc., were from the same person. Very sad and very scary too. I burnt many manipulative and passive-aggressive cards from my mother also. Even Jared was amazed at the tone of some of them. She really was evil, my mother. To me, other people thought she was wonderful. Had no fucking idea what they were dealing with. It really was demonic. Angela's cards and many of Marika's cards were also burnt as they constantly focused on my depression and were often condescending. They were nasty too. But you know, what do they say? The apple does not fall far from the tree, am I right? Here I am caught between both generations of rot. And the best I can do is run off to the art gallery and laugh in the face of their hostility and atrocities and madness, which I very well may do. It's just keep running, dancing, jive turkeying, living my art, living my truth, living my stories, and loving what's left of my life, babies. Cards from my father consigned to the fire with relief and amazement at all the fake from your father with love and care assignations. Oh, they really were vile. Don't ever write me a love letter unless you mean it. I find that the most putrid fucking thing. You might as well gravel rash your own smegma on the toilet seat, which happened to me once. My mother brought her con artist then boyfriend in with his filthy friends, and they literally smeared my toilet seat with something really fucking gross. I had to get out Domestos and scrub it, and in between retching and vomiting and cursing them all to death. It was not pretty, people of Earth. So it's that kind of flavour. Faking love is just like pestilence. I never do it, and I don't like it when it's done to me, because of my history, people of Earth. I love you so much as they're stabbing me every which way behind my back into my face. Oh, but I love you, mummy. Yeah, right. Yeah, right on. I'll believe that when I see it. Anyway, life goes on. I'm not even all that angry anymore. I'm just kind of, as I said in a video yesterday, comfortably numb. Happy with my own life. Peace. Shalom. It's priceless. Men who love and care for their daughters don't abuse them or align with sociopathic ex-wives. It's not research science to work that out, people of Earth. Anyway, it was nice to get rid of so many old souvenirs of false and evil family members, release their hold over me, and let them go. Yes, it was. It was a great release, actually. A huge release. I was very happy when I did that. Also, less clutter in the house, am I right? I kept only the most beautiful artistic cards for decoupage or other art projects. My cousin Megan Phillips wrote, a good cleansing cousin. Then you could have gone to the Moana, the sea, to cleanse and heal yourself. With fire, then water. Blessings, cousin. Kiss, naught. She's right about that. Balance out the energies. Still culling cards, cutting out the more artistic or beautiful pictures for decoupage, which I did use on my dining table, and my beautiful hat boxes I bought. It is amazing how old some of them were, dating back to my 13th birthday. I had schlepped them from New Zealand and back to Australia through many house moves. Wow, playing with my Yoda. Feeling much lighter. It's actually quite a heavy chunk of sterling silver. He's a hefty lad. Well, he's solid. I cast him in sterling silver from a little toy. That's the back of the toy. That's why it's got a big divot in it. But anyway. This reminds me of my Auntie Beryl. Auntie Beryl, our family friend. She was former lover of Case, my stepfather, who had awful shaped legs, and her feet were always swelling and undulating over her shoes, like in this photo. She was obsessed with my first stepfather. Although married to different people, they had been long-term lovers and friends. She was very kind to me as a child, and I still have some of the dolls she gave me and dolls' dresses that she sold in her gift shop. Did I colour those too? She made a big impression on me in my childhood. She is the cause of my mother, Gisela, breaking Case's tooth because Beryl stalked them at every venue they went out to for several months, until one night Mum punched Case in the face, as you kind of do under those circumstances. I mean, it's enough already. To be fair, he kind of deserved it, eh? But Gisela, I don't love Beryl. She has ugly legs, unlike yours. Superficial, narcissistic bastard. Fancy even saying that to someone. I would have punched him in the face a second time for even admitting that. That's how vile he was. Oh, he was vile. Anyway, last night, I try not to choke because it's kind of funny when you think about it. Anyway, last night, Jared and I went through 2 of Case's photo albums I had intended to burn, but still I could not do it. This is the hold that they had over me, my family. They had this kind of psychic grip on me. It was evil was what it was. There were photos of men who had been in the camps with Case. Beautiful men. They were stunningly handsome men. He had cherished their memory. Also, his family photos were charming. I will scan them or copy them and put them up on Ancestry in the event any of his blood relatives see them. Then they can buy them from Ancestry. I don't think I did that in the end. I think I just burnt them all. I was a bit upset about burning the ones of the concentration camp inmates because that should have been sent to a museum, but because they weren't Jewish, the museum here had no interest in them. But anyway, and I think that's wrong because they all had the shared experience, same as the Jewish inmates, so their memory should be preserved just as much, quite frankly. But anyway, it is what it is. I got pissed off and upset and just burnt the lot, and yeah, I regret burning those ones. But I mean, I didn't know the people. They're just faces. They're just literally ghosts. Probably still trapped in that Middle Baldora hellscape for eternity, by the way. Anyway, there were also some lovely 1940s. Oh, someone just said, thank you for remembering us, Tanya. Oh, bless. You're welcome, my darlings. There were also some lovely 1940s postcards from Ouderkerk der Amstel, his hometown, in Voorburg, that I will sell on eBay. And I didn't do that either. Just couldn't be bothered. Just the whole lot got burnt. And anyway, this is a meme. When you check the oven and the dough is rising nicely, quite frankly, that's a bit cruel, because you can see, you know, the woman's legs, her legs at the top are quite normal and shaped, and then there's very swollen feet at the bottom squeezed into shoes. But that's how my Auntie Beryl looked, exactly like that, with her feet. I used to be a bit obsessed with it as a child, wondering how that could be. Not understanding it's some kind of medical condition, obviously. So it's not funny, and I'm not making fun of it. It's not pleasant. Oh, anyway, by the gods. Why is this come on and blocking my screen? Why is this here? Why, Desiree? I don't know. My laptop drives me mad. All right, here we go. I tried to purge my sludge file. Health rights complaint, other documents, re-abuse from Terry and Gila, Rosalie and Rosilio. Other way around. Terry, Rosilio and Gila, Rosalie. Yes, I kept those records and documents for decades, people of Earth. That's how vile they were. Also, the ugly will dispute. Got lost in trauma triggers, so kept the entire sludge file, as I need to keep it for some unknown reason. I threw out a lot of the will dispute documents though, then got stuck. Now feel distressed, but tomorrow is another day. I did eventually manage to purge them, but it took me, what year was this? I think it took me till, 3 years later in 2020, I finally let it all go. Oh, it was painful. It was so hard. The fear of letting go of evidence and, proof and documentation. Now I don't care. I'm done. I'm done preserving ugliness and trauma memories and other people's shit and evil perpetrated against me. I mean, yes, I preserve it in my storytelling and on YouTube and Facebook and vocal media, but the actual minutiae, just let it all go. It was seeping like pus off my back wall of my studio, Charlie's room. I'd look up at all those albums and folders full of it, and I was like, why are you keeping all this ugliness, Tanya? It's holding you back from joy and true love and peace and new life and new beginnings. Weg damit, let it go. So I did. But it was a long process to let it all go. Now feel distressed, but tomorrow is another day. I will burn the excess dross and only keep what is useful if my kids or grandkids ever want to know what sent me over the brink of sanity for so many years. The truth, not other people's lies, slander, perceptions. Amen, sister. I need a stiff drink or a loving hand, but I've neither of those in the house, so we'll go to bed and cuddle up with my dog, Lila Tov. Dear Goddess. 12th of September 2016. That cock is going places. Like the Leyland brothers. It's it sits on my bed actually. This little ornament I bought, little peacock ornament. I had it in my bowl of freesias and my little copper cup. It all looked very lovely. Well, I thought it looked lovely. The glorious bitch is back. Thank you, Jared. I am so happy and grateful. There was actually paper stuffed inside the part where the bolt's screwed into. Ergo, it was never put together properly. Luckily, it never fell on top of me. Lucky I've had almost no sex, so the beds stay together a bit longer. It could have fallen down on my head or my wannabe lover's head. So funny. And yes, here she is. I've still got to hang all my ornaments and necklaces and things that I hang off it, but you can see my bed was restored back in her proper place with the wooden canopy bolted in this time, everything perfect. Am I right? Yes, Tanya. Yes, Tanya. But yes, I needed Jared's assistance for that. I was reading Charles Bukowski. I was just trying to work out what the title of that book was. What do you think, girls? My next casino outfit? Still playing with that ornament that came off my bed. Sometimes it helps to be a little bit mad and creative, people of Earth. I should have actually worn it to the casino. That would have been hilarious. Why is that flashing? Stop flashing. Now I've got some weird thing happening on my screen, which I don't know how to stop. Oh, for the love of all the gods. We'll probably get cut off now too. I wrote, haha, these are my bed ornaments, but I'm multitasking. Tarina said, oh yes, as in, yes, I should wear it to the casino. And I replied, look at the peacocks on the lawn. Be the queen of your own calm monarchy. Eat an orange. Put lavender oil in your bath. Paraphrasing Black Book's Manny after accidentally swallowing the little book of calm. My friend Gina wrote, looking good. I love how my friends humour me along with my little eccentricities. It's delightful. I love you all. You make life so joyous and fun and sweet. And I love you all. Here I write, had trouble getting, I don't know why. Why is my laptop doing this? Look at this. It's crazy making. It was fine before. What can I do to stop it? No, that didn't stop it. Well, anyway, I'll just have to live with it because we're not far from finishing, I don't think. Had trouble getting Centrelink to answer the phone all morning. Grr. Had to sort out AGL account issues with Centrepay. Apparently, Centrelink is having industrial action issues. Even our public service employees are sick of being screwed over. Anyway, I spoke to a nice Arbeiter. That's very sarcastic because it's German for worker. You know, it was on the top of Auschwitz, Arbeiter machen Sie frei. So it's kind of a sick joke. I'm riffing on there, but you can tell that I'm really pissed off if I'm calling them Arbeiters, because it really is fascism in practice. Our government, how they operate, even back then. And no, Arbeiten does not make you free. They were killing everyone, working them literally to death and then gassing them. Don't ever forget, people of Earth, the history. Ever forget as long as you draw breath. But you did forget, didn't you? You all forgot. You went along with the COVID epoch. So you conveniently forgot very fucking quickly, I might add, especially if there was money involved in it. Shameful it is. Anyway, I have to shake my head. I just have to shake my head and shake it off. So, very sarcastically I wrote, I spoke to a nice Arbeiter, which means worker, who was very good and helpful, so hopefully the trauma with AGL ends. Bill smoothing, bollocky bills. But if I pay both accounts regularly, less money in hand but bills paid on time, That will ease my stomach ache, panic disorder and shit. Humorous curiosity. Still want to know about that one. Is our government shutting down? No one would give me a direct answer. I think they were worried about that too. I might live in Housing Commission, but I've made the best of my beautiful garden. Some plants, like the lime tree, lived in pots for many years, then finally found a permanent home here. Like me, our roots were squeezed and atrophied, pot-bound, and we existed on the merest breath of freedom and kindness, and rehomed ourselves time and again until we found sanctuary. The bells, the bells. Ironically, I've got bells all over this house and garden. It has been a sanctuary for me too, this home. 13 years later, and here we are. My pets, my garden, my goldfish. Lucky to be alive in a sparkling, tinkly cascade of water fountains, bird life, animal life, and the peace of sacred space. Such relief after my epic thrusting and thriving, jiving and jousting amidst drunks, maniacs, voyeurs, and a few very nice groups of other dancers. My nerves get frazzled to the last raw neuron, and the addiction to the music and the wildness thrums me into oblivion and sore feet. The next day I suffer agonies of physical and emotional malaise, yes I do. Even days after, today is Monday, laughing out loud. Which is why having a sacred, safe and beautiful space to retreat to is so precious. My bowels are furious, but that seems to be the side effect of exercising like a maniac with a condition like obstructive sleep apnea and GORD. Exhaustion, GORD is esophageal reflux disorder, by the way. Exhaustion will do that to you, empty you completely out. But I took a Valium yesterday morning, so today I am calm again. Sorta, kinda. Okay, internally berserk, but calmer than I was. Ha ha, fun times. If I took a Valium, it meant I was having some kind of breakdown, which often happens post-dancing if I give too much of my energy out in my frenzied wild dance. It can bring on breakdowns as well. Which doesn't mean I ever want to stop dancing, but I'm just fully conscious that it can have, unpleasant residual effects on me if I overdo it. And sometimes I don't realise I'm overdoing it because I'm in the moment and living my best life and joyous and wild and carefree. But then 3 days later my body goes, what did you do that to me for, you fool? Now you must pay. And it unleashes unholy terror on me. But that's okay. You've got to take the good with the bad. Here's photos, which will be hard to see because of this flashing blue fucking screen that I don't know how to get rid of. Maybe if no, that's not right. Anyway, but Jesus, they made me get rid of that gorgeous pond, which was my pride and joy. And there's the fish swimming in it, and photos of my back garden. Anyway, it is what it is, people of Earth. My bamboo tree, and strawberries, and I must plant some strawberries again. I haven't done much gardening, as you can tell, because I've been making videos every day for months, for the last 12 months, assiduously. So there is that. Why is that? Why won't that go away? Why won't that go away? Ah, gone. Yay. Keep getting these crazy pop-ups as well. There's lots more photos of the garden, but I won't bother sharing those with you. Dragon fruit. Maybe this summer I will be blessed with some fruit. Looks like that now, this current point in time. But it doesn't ever... It flowers, but the flowers always fall off. It doesn't ever fruit, and I don't know why. It's a very old dragon fruit now. I acquired it in 1996. So, Jesus, it's nearly 40 years old. Is that right? 1996. No, that's not right. Nearly 30 years old. Anyway. Three types of lavender. A dwarf lemon tree that died. Hippeastrums from Annette. They're thriving. All looking lovely. The aquaponic bed is doing well too. They made me get rid of those as well. Like, it really was bullshit what they did to me. Complete bullshit and evil. But anyway, it is what it is, people of Earth. Right. 12th of September 2015. 2015, it's 9 years ago. At the Elephant, which is the Elephant Hotel, waiting for Alter Egos to start. I had trouble finding a park. My flower hair clip broke. I broke my fake pearls on my skirt, but here I am, intrepid as per usual. Wish me luck. Oh, I know what skirt I was wearing. It was my very sexy wiggle skirt, and I hung a string of fake pearls on the back, but they broke off. Oh, I loved that skirt. Oh man, I was sexy in that skirt. I hope I fit it again someday. I've still got it. I got too fat for it though. Oh, I used to wear it with my corsets and wiggle, wiggle in and wiggle, wiggle out. Dave used to go insane with lust. Absolutely loved that skirt too. But anyway, it doesn't matter now, does it? It doesn't matter now. He went insane with lust, but he didn't value me as a person, so weg damit. Anyway, here we go. I had a nice time. Got home by... I just realised that was not long after my suicide attempt, 22nd August. Oh, well, there you go. Living my best life, sashaying in, sashaying out, intrepid as ever. Oh my God, I'm an amazing woman. To you, Tanya, you mad cow. You amazing woman, you. Some man out there should just fucking love you for a change. But, meh. In the meantime, the dance will continue. That's what I do best, babies. Dance in the face of my own disappointments and disarray. I had a nice time, I wrote. Got home by 2:30 a.m. Still awake at 5:39 a.m. watching House of Cards. I've had a hot bath, but my feet still hurt. Getting too old for this. Well, I've let the hens out. Beautiful sunrise. Interesting times. Superficial friends. Oh, hi. What is the goss? Come and go, but real friends are there forever. Like an octopus on your face. It's true though, isn't it? Thanks to my real friends. Love you all. Watergoes Bay, Watergoes, sunset, Byron Bay. This is an absolute exquisite photograph of Watergoes Bay and Byron Bay, which only the very, very elite can afford to live there, but by the gods, this is their view on a daily basis, people of Earth. Oh, so exquisite, just exquisite. I'm coming soon, Watergoes. I'm going to come and see you, babies. The spirits of land and sea and air and the humans that live there, although I don't interact with them because I'm, just there to go to the beach and maybe have a swim and look around. Why not? It's time. 12th of September 2014. Just saw Possum leaving the nesting box. She has a young baby on her back. So cute. I'm still feeling weak, but I'll be checking out Transvaal Diamond Syndicate. To you, my darlings, another wonderful band I used to support, at Lefties tonight. And if I still feel okay, I will be at the Elephant after that. Rock on, people. Then I added Shabbat Shalom to my Jew crew, which meant it was Friday night and the Sabbath was coming. At Lefties with Karen Donahoe. Awesome club. Love it. Actually, it was my friend Woody Woodman from Burst that suggested I start going there to Lefties. He said, "You'll love it, Tanya." He grabbed my hands. "You'll love it there, Tanya. You will love it." And so I took his advice and I went along, and so I did. Haven't been there for years because Galaxy Dude, who was Moroccan, Galaxy Dude put me off ever going there again. He was so insane and made some kind of scene, and it was embarrassing. Guess I could go there again and not give a fuck. If Galaxy do turn up, I could just say, "Get the fuck away from me, or I'll go supernova on your face." But, who needs this unpleasantness? We don't need the unpleasantness, do we? No. But anyway, here I write, eHarmony watched me up. Sorry, I just realised. Sorry, I just realised that what I just said, going supernova on his face, he'd take that as a good thing, am I right? So no, we can't say that to Galaxy Guy. How could we say it? Don't come near me or I'll go 0 point energy and obliterate your entire existence. Yes, that sounds better. The other one sounds like I'm offering him some kind of cosmic orgasm. It's the last thing I need to give him that impression, since he's a creep and an enemy of mine. Oh, dear goddess. But anyway, you have to see how I sometimes fall into my own rabbit hole that I then have to scramble very quickly to climb out of. Oh, dear goddess, you have to laugh. eHarmony matched me up with Jack Daniels. It was actually a little bottle, liquor holder, what do you call those things? Flask. Anyway, I thought that was so funny. Not that I ever go. I did once have an account with eHarmony, but I didn't get any. I didn't bother because I wouldn't pay. And I don't like dating apps. You'll never find me on a dating app. You'll probably see one or two really old accounts, probably that they shouldn't even be existing anymore. But you might see something, but I don't use them. I will not date on the internet. It's just too fucking weird. Too fucking weird, people of Earth. I gotta eyeball you, and I gotta smell you, and I gotta know whether you're a madman who thinks he's the galaxy or not. I must stop saying that. I'm ruining this beautiful fan that Margot bought for me. But you know what I mean. I've got to identify what level of madness you are. Sometimes it's hard to tell, when you've just spoken to someone for 5-10 minutes. By the gods, the madness always leeches out though. Trust me on that one. Doesn't take long, babies. Anyway, here I write, sweet, smooth, loving, southern gentleman, gigolo, available to any woman for $50. I think it costs a bit more than $50 to buy a bottle of Jack these days. And then I wrote, he always goes down so well, winky face. The fact that I wrote the winky face afterwards meant I knew I was using sexual allegory there. That in that case was deliberate, babies. Anyway, I did have a sweet southern loving gentleman after me, but he was so fucking weird I had to abscond from that one. You know who you are. He knows who he is. 12th of September 2013. Shea Crystal, it means at her place. She is making me homemade pizza. Yum. My feet hurt, so I'm lying on her couch, languidly awaiting attention from Ramon Rabbit, who is acting coy, little shit. That rabbit used to sometimes give me the cold shoulder. I tell you, there's nothing more hurtful than your grandson, the rare Queensland rabbit, giving you the cold shoulder. Oh, I used to take that really to heart. I'd get really upset about it. And then I'd have to remember, it's a fucking rabbit. Calm your farm, Tanya. Calm your fucking farm, am I right? But being rejected by your one and only grandsons, it's a bit harsh. Guess it's no difference to be rejected by my own progeny. That's harsher. And what did I say just before falling down the rabbit hole and scrabbling out? And there comes a memory about my grandson Ramon, the rare rabbit. Oh, well, he wouldn't be a rare rabbit if Queensland didn't have ridiculous biosecurity laws. But anyway, it is what it is, people of Earth. He was a legal rabbit. We had a permit for him and for Suki as well. Right, here we go. Let's carry on. Skipped a whole fucking paragraph. On my walk to Woolies, a couple were concerned about a curlew. I remember that. That was over at Newstead, when my daughter used to live at Newstead. A couple were concerned about a curlew which had its wings spread pointing downwards and was shrieking. I rang the wildlife services, but they said he was faking being injured or in distress to protect his territory. While we were still talking on my mobile, the fractious bird scurried away in perfect health. Turd bird, lol. Yeah, because I was so worried about him, I actually rang them. Anyway, there you go. Mama T even worries about a curlew sometimes. Oh, I'm a sweetheart, aren't I? Funny sort of day. Had a debrief, with my favourite psychiatrist. Meaning my only psychiatrist. One at a time, babies. Then I went to the Emporium to look at the shops. Met an acquaintance there. Had a quick catch up. He wasn't an acquaintance, he was a former casual lover, him of the solo lemonade infamy, the cheap bastard. But anyway, his old dog is still alive but riddled with fleas, and he can't afford flea control because he's going bankrupt. I know how that goes. So I took pity on him, which I should not have done because he really was an arsehole. But anyway. So I walked to Woolies and bought him some Capstar for the poor old dog. He had a massive, big Great Dane. Massive dog it was. But it was 14 and it wasn't very well. And he couldn't keep the fleas under control because he was spending all his money on weed and wild women, but not me, and drugs and God knows what else, am I right? The dead fucking shit. But anyway. So tonight they won't be sleeping with fleas because of Mama T, who cares about animals more than men sometimes. My good deed on the eve of Yom Kippur. Besides, I loved his dog. I did indeed. His dog was called Bandit. I laughed my ass off having once invited myself to a outlaw motorcycle clubhouse with similar meaning, similar name, and Mexican. Yes, you know the one, babies. I don't care, got nothing to be ashamed of. They loved me there for a time. Now waiting outside Crystal's class in Albion so we can go have dinner. Starving Marvin here. Yesterday was very emotionally triggering and painful. I have been debriefing another acquaintance and it's been a very harrowing story. I need to curl up into my little snail shell. I'm not a professional counsellor and I don't get paid for this amount of trauma. I'm told the person is a liar, but I don't know what to believe. So I'm treating it all with circumspection, but I can't help thinking, people don't believe me either, and it's the cruelest thing in the world when you are alone with your own truth and the world disbelieves you. It's like screaming into a jet propeller jet stream and trying not to die from the fumes while being coated in dirty black soot. The worst thing is, this is a crisis that is close to every woman's heart and mind, so I can't just step back and say, forget about it, for we have all suffered varying degrees of brutality at the hands of men. Yes, we have. So I am mindful of Hillel's axiom, if I am not for myself, then who will be for me? And if I am only for myself, then what am I? And if not now, when? My father had a saying, I am number one, and he would dramatically point his forefinger to his chest. It's how he rolled, and he called himself a rolling stone that gathered no moss. He rolled so far away, estranged and lost, that I don't even know if he is dead or where he died. Insanity. I don't especially care either. He and my mother were selfish, narcissist sociopaths. I think out of the two of them, my father might have had more empathy, but not much more. At any rate, they failed to protect me as a child, and later as an adult woman. They literally enabled my enemy so he could write salacious letters about me to any authority he could contemplate and discredit me in my own community and make it possible to rip me off in my mother's will. They wished me nothing but harm and a life of misery. They and their pedophile friend and or later boyfriends. It's hard to wrap around my mind how one small little girl could be surrounded by 5 adult enemies at any given time. Sad but true, people of Earth. Later, my mother arranged my marriage in a sense, and before I knew it, I was married into another family of hateful, vindictive enemies. I really feel I have only just come up for air to finally be free of them all. However, these crises of others remind me I am not much further along in the grand scheme of things. I am still just treading water, blowing kisses to Lady Death and keeping my head down so she flies overhead. Well, she didn't fly overhead, she took my fish yesterday. It wasn't very nice, Santa Muerte. Can you just, we're running out of pets. It's only Charlie and the one remaining fish now. And me, of course. Well, she came for me on the night of the 10th, the 11th of July, and I just said, okay, let's do this then. Finish the fucking job. That's how I spoke to her, actually. I put it more politely in my story, in my, my writing. I said, I told her to finish this mission, but that's not what I actually said. I said, just finish the fucking job. I'm done with your bullshit. Astonishingly, she just sat beside me, and whether it was her or another spirit, guided me through my breathing, so I was breathing normally again. It took about 10-15 minutes to get me to breathe normally, by the way. That was a scary event that night. Another scary event. I don't know how I do it, quite frankly. I don't know how I do it. But that was caused by, I just started on CPAP on the 4th, the night of the 4th. And for some reason the humidifier and the thing that puts, forces the air into it got switched off. So I was literally suffocating with the mask, with no air going through, breathing my own CO2, and I nearly fucking gassed myself. Didn't realise what was going on, and woke up and threw the mask off and thought, I'm fucked. Anyway, make sure that thing's working now, because that was scary as hell. Really scary. And then I had this run of really bad luck after that as well, so don't know if that was related to it or if it was just circumstantial, but odd. Very, very odd. When she landed at my house she landed at my house and took Miss Bella Rosa. Such is life, love, death. We come, we try to conquer and find meaning in our lives, and we leave, all in a blink of the eye of the infinite. It's true, But what can I do but continue to strive to thrive? Enough misery, suffering. All I can do is remind myself that there is a long way to go, and to give hope to the newly recovering and newly awakening. May God in his infinite wisdom keep us safe and keep our individual lights shining with love for ourselves and the other, which at times is a finely wrought balancing trapeze act. If I fall, will you catch me? And vice versa. This was in 2013, people. Then I shared an article from Humans of New York, but my comment to that was, the sweet paradox of life. Old women making rough peasant quality cigars for powerful men. Love it. So this person wrote, I live in Havana. For visa reasons, I have to leave the country for 48 hours every 2 months. I always bring a few boxes of cigars with me. I sell them until I have enough money to buy a plane ticket home. Can I see them? Sure. These are Cohiba cigars. Cohiba? I don't know how to pronounce it actually. Cohiba. I'm thinking Cohiba. They are legendary. One day Fidel Castro found what he believed to be the perfect cigar. He inquired as to its origin and learned that a very old woman had rolled it. So he sent many workers to learn from that old woman, and he began producing those cigars for himself. Cohiba cigars were only given to diplomats. They were never made available for sale. This is why they are legendary. But you must understand, Castro grew up as a peasant, so Cohibas are very robust. They are not sophisticated cigars, but sophisticated cigars cost less because they are not legendary. I really liked that. I really liked that story. And here's the man telling the story with his cigar box in front of him. Pity about the flashing blue light. I feel like I'm in a fucking blue light disco. But anyway, this too shall end, my darlings. This too shall end eventually. Maybe it will be legendary, my own stupidity, or maybe not. But it is what it is. It's not really stupidity though. I don't know what I clicked on to create this situation. That's all I mean by that. I'm not stupid. 12th of September 2011. I spent the late afternoon and early evening digging up bindi weeds by lantern lights. I'd still be out there, but the wick ran out on the one lantern, and frankly I got tired and cold after a while. So after refilling the one remaining lantern, I gave up and came back inside. Oh, I find it so irritating when I'm halfway through a job and my lack of planning interferes with me actually completing the task. Oi. 12th of September 2008. Is happy, meaning I am happy, that after all these years, karma or God have finally wreaked justice on my enemies. Lol. And that relates to Gila Rosalie appearing on Today Tonight, crab walking sideways, up and down on national TV while exposing her vulva for everyone to see, screaming in German Arschloch, which is even more bizarre since she's Israeli and not actually German. So I have no idea what she thought in her madness she was trying to achieve by that. But I laughed so much I nearly had an apoplectic fit and died, because she deserved to humiliate herself the way she did on national TV. She deserved way, way more than that, what she and her brother put myself and my two innocent children through. Just say. But that was the night at 7:30 p.m. on Today Tonight. I received a phone call from Gail. Put the television on, Tanya. Channel 7. Now. Me. What the fuck? What? Leave me alone, Gail, because I was always depressed back in the day too. Leave me alone, Gail. I'm not interested. Put the fucking TV on now. You need to see this. So, put it on just in time to see Gila Rosalie parading up and down, screaming with her skirts up, bare fanny, bare assed, exposing herself. And yes, that was the best revenge the gods ever meted out for me. And I must say, it wasn't long after that my life did a full 180-degree turn, because only 2 months later, 3 months later, yes, was it November or December? Anyway, 3 months later, the public trustee had me going through my mother's home, cleaning out all the chattels, because my mother had been granny dumped in the home by her greedy, salacious, evil, perverted, dirty stepdaughters, because their father had died. So first came Gila's humiliation and Buck Shearer's death, and then it just became a cascading list of events. But anyway, yes, my mother was dumped in there at the end of 2008. Oh, actually, no, she must have been in that home before then. But anyway, they gave me permission to empty out her house in December. And then I visited my mother for the last 18 months of her life, which she did not deserve, because she was nothing but an evil bastard to me all my life. But I did the right thing and went there, at least once a week, sometimes 2-3 times a week. And to an elderly mother who was completely gaga and didn't even know I was there half the time. And it was very excruciating and painful for me too, watching that her brain had deteriorated, because my mother, although she was an evil bastard, was a highly intelligent, very articulate, at times could be a very funny woman, very gifted in her own way. So watching her brain literally melt in her own head was also awful, beyond awful. Even though she technically was an enemy of mine, she's still my mother, she's still my blood. So it was awful and painful for me, and I endured that for 18 months. And then she died, and the will eventually came out, although those evil bastards tried to withhold it for 3 weeks. And then the will came out, and when I saw all the ugliness and evil my mother had written into that will about me, it was another breakdown for me and more ugliness and putrescence. But then it kind of made me realise I have to fight the will dispute, knowing that I may not get very much because it's a matter of principle. She wasn't going to get away with doing that to me. So then I lost another 2.5 years of my life, and then ironically on the 6th of September 2012 it was all finally done and dusted, and I got my small inheritance. So I got my teeth done and my car and went dancing, and then I fell in love with, I befriended Sarah, who was another toxic waste dump, and I fell in love with Dave, and then I lost quite a few more years of my life over that. Then I had the suicide attempt in 2015 because it just all kind of boiled over and came to a head. And then, pulled myself up from that, which was very difficult to do because I actually wanted to die and was really angry at the gods, vomiting me back to earth, by the way. And then a few years after that, I had the gallbladder situation, the surgery, and then another near death, and on it went, and on it went, and on it went. And then we had the COVID epoch right in the tail end of that. The surgery was on 25th of June 2019, and then COVID came early 2020, and we lost 3-4 years to that. And now I'm, wanting to be in love and be loved back and have my beautiful life at long last. And you know what? I deserve that much. I've been to hell and high water all my life. So I'm holding on for my beautiful life. I'm just not holding on tight to the beautiful man, because people have to love me in freedom with real, heartfelt, true, loving intentions. Otherwise, it'll just end up another toxic shock syndrome waste dump like I've had in the past. So, as my wonderful friend Michelle Citrine in America, who was a shaman, a French Jew, but also a shaman in the Native American tradition, wonderful man. As he said to me, Tanya, you just need to hold on while let go. And he actually predicted back in 2020, because I didn't know which man this would be, and I still don't know, because there's no one has, made a commitment to me that they want to be my partner. But he actually predicted in 2020, he said, how did he put it? His words were, you will find a way to be together and you will find your niche. I didn't know what he meant at that time in 2020, but I found my niche, although I can't sell my jewellery out there in the world, and I don't know why, but my niche is kind of, I enjoy learning the silversmithing, and I don't know if that's the niche he meant, or whether the little niche I have at the Brooklyn Standard, where they encourage me and support me to do my wild dance and support the bands. Maybe that's what he meant by you'll find your niche and a way to be together. Maybe that's what he meant. But anyway, those were the two things he predicted, that I would get healthier and stronger and find my niche and find a way to be together with my beloved one. Well, that part hasn't manifested because I don't know who that person is per se, because there's no communication and there's been no real commitments. And, I'm okay with that, because at the moment, everyone's still finding their feet, working out who they are and how they fit into the scheme of things. And we're all healing from the post-COVIDian epoch. And many of us are badly affected with health issues, with adverse reactions, and with like serious illnesses brought on by that. So you'll find a way to be together. He might mean as a kind of a collective thing rather than me having a life partner. Am I right? Because it didn't actually specify it would be a life partner. I just interpreted it that way. Back in 2020, I was still having some vague fantasy that it would be the former lover, but I'm glad that didn't manifest, because he brought only great evil and harm to me, and I would not want that for a partner, that's for sure. So sometimes you just have to put your trust in the gods and allow them to bring you the right man, or if you're a man, the right woman for you. Am I right? And just allow and let go, and just be joyous in your own heart and full of love and light and power, and just manifest your own beautiful life one day at a time, sweet Moses. And let the ones who truly love you and wish to be with you tell you so, and make the effort, babies, whoever that person might be down the track. Anyway, Goddess bless, gods bless, multiverses bless, whatever you want to call that energy that designs our fates and our destinies and our life paths. And may we be blessed to be surrounded by good, kind, loving, noble, truthful, honest, loyal, faithful people of integrity, who have our backs and our fronts and our sides, and enjoy our company and enjoy the wild dance and our performances, and love us in the most wonderful, soul-nourishing ways. And may we have families who love us, and friends who love us, and our community, our tribe who love us, and our little niche where we fit and we're accepted and adored and respected and cared for, and if necessary, goddess forfend, protected. And may we do all this in great delight and joy and freedom. From my soul to your soul. Amen Vasalah. Aho. Bye for now, planet Earth. Have a beautiful day. Carry on being awesome in your own unique, wonderful ways. And I'll be back tomorrow, no doubt. We've only got, I think, one more month of these daily journal entries. And then I'll have to manifest new, fresh, magical, wonderful stories for you, my darlings, because I'll be done dredging up all the shit and some wondrous memories as well from the past. So, bye for now. Love you all. Shalom.